Hi, welcome back to Psychic Grandma's channel. Thank you for watching. And thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. In this video, I would like to talk to you about if you're planning on buying a house, like now or in the future. I wanted to discuss a couple things with you to keep in mind. When you first walk into the home, besides paying attention how many plugs maybe one room has, or if it has wood floors or it has carpet, I want you to keep in mind to really pay attention to your instincts. Like really listen to your body. When you first walk in, feel the energy of the home. And every time you go into a new room, really stop for a second, take a breath, and feel the energy. Because some people, and it might not even cross your mind when you're looking for a home, because there's so much that's on your mind, it's probably the last thing that you're thinking about, which personally I think it should be the first thing you should think about, because it could be a spirit there. And you might not just be buying the home, you might be buying the spirit. Like they say, when you get married, you don't just marry your spouse, you marry the family, right? So anyways, so please really pay attention to the energy in the home. And every room too, not just when you first walk in, but every time you go into a room. Because let's say you have 4 bedrooms, for example, you out of all the rooms it might feel okay, but then you might go into one room and the energy might feel like really heavy and you have almost like a hard time breathing, or you feel like it comes so, it's so overwhelming that the feeling you feel is like, I gotta get the hell out of here. That kind of feeling. Or even if you, get dizzy in a certain room, okay? So pay attention to them signs that you might get. Most houses are fine, but you might run across one. And I would like to talk about, especially if there was a suicide or murder in the home. I want you to remember, I don't know if it's legal in all states where a realtor, has to tell you that somebody committed suicide or somebody was murdered in the home. I'm not sure if every state they have to do that, but make sure you ask questions. If they tell you, because it's a law and they have to tell you, trust me, they're going to tell you as less as not as much information that they might be able to give you, because they want to sell the house. Or some of them might not know all the details, but just be cautious about that. So let's say they do have the law in this certain state and they have to tell you somebody committed suicide. Well, then stop and think, okay, how long has this house been on the market? Because they're going to have trouble selling the house. So you might get a good deal, money-wise. But, and of course, please, this is my opinion, but every suicide is different, because every soul that committed suicide is different, because their situation was different, why they committed suicide in the first place. So that's why I say, if you can find out as much information, if they told you, somebody committed suicide here in the house, find out which room, go into that room, feel the energy, and then ask for more details. It don't hurt to ask, right? Because if it was over something violent and there was a lot of negativity in the house and of sense like fighting and all this, let's say, somebody's married and the husband or the wife committed suicide because the marriage is going downhill, and maybe one found out one was cheating, or maybe they have financial issues, whatever, and they committed suicide. Well, it depends on that moment, like how the state of mind that spirit was. Some people commit suicide because they're in so much pain. They're over depression or bipolar, So all these are different situations. If it's something with depression or bipolar, something like that, or accidental, like they didn't mean to commit suicide, but maybe they took too much drugs or something, or maybe they took something that they didn't realize something was in it, or, like I said, a married couple, and, maybe the person, that committed suicide was very, very angry, or it was just, an old couple and very attached to their house, because maybe they built it, so the soul is still there. So there could be all different reasons why a soul is trapped in a house, but you just want to make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into when you buy a new home. Because I hate to see, like I said, you're not just buying the house, you're buying that energy, because that energy will be living with you. And I just don't want somebody to be buying a house and then activity is so bad because it's a negative activity, where the person is very angry, or there was a murder in there and that energy stays in the home. And then, you can't handle it anymore, your kids don't want to sleep in their own bedrooms or whatever, or maybe you do have a child that has depression before you even move into the house, but then when you move into the house, that child depression might flare up a lot more. So you have to think about these things, and I know a lot of people probably don't. Yeah, so try to feel what you feel, your energy when you go into each room, and then definitely ask the realtor as many questions as you can, because like I said too, even if it is a spirit there, it might be just a loved one from somebody who used to live there and they need to cross over, or they might be very peaceful, and that's fine. I think anybody can live with that, most people anyways, but if it's a negative energy, you don't want that, because then you're going to be buying a house and probably moving out and trying to sell it the next year or 6 months after you bought it, and that's such a hassle, and you might lose money too. So I just want you to think about that. And then so feel your body, like I said, pick up the energy every time when you walk into a room. Ask questions from your realtor. It's very important. I would even ask, and I don't care if I look like a jerk, if they didn't say anything, because you don't know, like maybe the state, they tell them they don't have to tell you if somebody committed suicide or somebody was murdered in the home. I would definitely ask anyways. If the realtor didn't bring it up to me, I'm going to say, hey, did anybody die in this home, did commit suicide or murder or anything like that? Because this is a big investment that you're doing, and it's just like you want to make sure you don't got termites, right? But yeah, I would ask. I don't care how it made me look. And then the other thing is, and this is like, if you're buying a new home or even buying a condo or whatever, or you're going into an apartment, I would do the same thing, But then on top of it, what I want to tell everybody is, you should always cleanse the new home anyways. Before you move all your furniture in and everything like that, take sage and cleanse all the rooms that's in the home. And if you don't know how to cleanse, you can Google it. I'm sure they will tell you how to do it. But yeah, and that's just clears any negativity that's in the home or the apartment, wherever you live. And I don't mean negative in spirit wise, but just negative. Hey, maybe there was a family that fought all the time and they left that negative energy in there. You know what I mean? I tell my clients even cleanse, like say if a friend comes over to your house and she's bitching about her husband, to get, leaning on you, to get that off her chest. After she leaves, I would cleanse like the couch area, wherever she sat in that room. Just to get rid of that negativity, because I don't want it on me, you know what I mean? So yeah, so if you're ever, ready to move, buy a home or rent a home, whatever, I would think about them things too, okay? Well, God bless you all, and please pass that white light forward. I love you. Stay healthy and safe. God bless.